What's up, YouTube? We're trying this out for the first time live, or episode 7 of the podcast. You can go ahead and follow me, my first note, Perduzzi, and the YouTube account at Talk Smack YT. Now we're introduced to the co-host. We have we got TJ. TJ.
What's up, guys?
There we got TJ here. Instagram, YG Hungry _ and his Twitch. Y'all can check out his either playing Brawlhalla or Madden, so you're into that.
Or Apex.
Apex, yeah. And today's guest for the podcast, we got coming back. We got DHall.
Oh wait. Whoa.
His Instagram at DHall_4X. But how y'all been since last time?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Same old. Living life. I'm lagging now. I'm good now. Living life. YouTube. Going back to football. It's a vibe. But I'm good. Wrestling as well, Up there.
Lately, the whole internet's been exploding over Lil Nas X and the Quavo situation. Those two have been everywhere for like the past few days. How y'all feeling about those situations?
The Quavo situation, City Boys up 10 racks. That's all I gotta say. As far as Lil Nas X, he's trolling. And to be honest, we're not gonna like my opinion. I just think
I don't really mind it. I mean, the song was catchy, and I mean, what could he have done in the video?
Don't get me wrong. The song is a guilty pleasure. Like, it's actually a vibe. I actually like the song. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Video's weird, but you can't knock him.
I didn't listen to
You can't really knock him to me because he literally gets trolled online for being gay, and they say he's gonna go to hell. So he makes a song about it. He makes a video about it. Now you guys are pissed. It doesn't make sense.
Like, he like had in that video, everyone would have been like, "Oh, like he can't. Why is he making fun of my God?" Da da da. But then he goes to hell. But it's
it's just gonna be those people online. It's just like, you guys are trolling him. He's trolling back. I literally get on Twitter just to see his clapbacks. The way he's clapping back at people is fucking hilarious.
I know he got at Jordan Lucas, some like a bunch of other people. It's kind of funny.
Government officials. He's coming at. He's clapping back at everybody, and it's.
And then he got his shoe released, sold out in under a minute. And then now Nike's trying to sue that company that sold the shoe.
They're not even like Nike official.
Quavo ain't do nothing, man. He ain't do nothing bad. he ain't do nothing.
It's a picture. That orange suitcase they was fighting for. It was like a meme. I guess it had like Call of Duty on it. I was just trolling. It was a
supply box.
Yeah, it was a supply box. Like he was just his loadout.
It's weirdo, though.
And then, yeah, everyone was so in love with that couple like weeks ago, and now you got people just like shitting all over him now. It's just funny.
Shit happens. It happens.
But the video was old though. The video was like
video was way before breakup though. Yeah. It's just the fact that he dropped her and looked dead at the elevator camera, like, damn. What was his thought? I would just want to know what he was thinking.
I heard he
got caught in quick.
Yeah, but
nobody knows nobody knows the backstory of what happened. I definitely gonna tell us what happened.
And you don't know what happened before they got to the elevator, like that whole hallway.
You don't know what led up to. You don't know. We don't know what led up to that. But people are just gonna assume this, that, and the third. But nobody really knows what happened. So it's kind of just like, you gotta take it around with it. And my friend, at least he didn't like soccer. At least he just like
like punch her.
They were just testing over a bag.
Yeah, but showing off the gloves.
Yeah, everyone I was cooking
Mine
weekend.
and you just lost.
Bro, that's mad. I'm
Me
talking about real
cooked,
life. I'm talking about real life.
cooked, bruh. You were dropping
No, bro.
dots.
But I don't care. I cooked it, bro.
You were just dropping dots. I was sending your way.
I was
Anyway, moving on. What we got?
So we know you played. We know you did wrestling, football, track, and that was it, right? For your sports in high school, TJ.
Yeah, football, wrestling, and track. I did football. I'm 22 now. I played football from the age of 5 until I graduated high school. It's like 13 years. Once I got math, it's like 13, 14 years. So basically,
Yeah.
motorsport. I played football my whole life. Um, I played. I wrestled. I wrestled in 8th grade. Got kicked off the team, and then I actually took it. I didn't wrestle again to my junior year of high school. I wrestled junior year, senior year. Senior year, I was team captain. Made it to. I was a state placer. Not a placer. I qualified. I got my ass kicked, but I made it. Track. I don't really put track as a sport. I kind of just did track to help me out with other sports. I only ran track freshman year. I ran it one. I ran indoor and outdoor track my freshman year of high school, and that was it.
You play any sports within your high school or within your time in school as you're currently in school?
Football team got canceled, so I just played basketball this year. But I'm playing football and basketball next year.
Yeah, I didn't. I always thought about going, but then I was like, man, I got lazy not to go. I know freshman year I was like, oh, maybe I'll go. I mean, like these two friends, I had always go do the baseball team, and we went in one day played baseball in like some park. I was like, maybe I'll do it. Then like he said, hey, you want to go to trial? I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I don't want to go. I'll pass.
To where basketball?
No, for baseball.
Oh,
I know I tried out for basketball like twice in like middle school. I got through like the first like cut out, and the next day that I got cut, I'm like, shit, damn, I thought I was about to go. And then I was like, whatever. Like, I mean,
Fun fact about me.
So what?
Fun fact about me. I tried out for the basketball team freshman year and got cut the first day.
Meat.
I had never been a basketball player. I just never.
No, my friend actually made it. Me
I
and him
got my
both
favorite players.
And then I was like, maybe I'll do football senior. Like if you get in within the if you make the team like tryouts, whatever, then if you're a senior, you automatically get varsity. So I'm like, look, I just go to varsity, whatever, just be on it, whatever. But then I was like, like summer camp is this weekend or whatever. Like if you're in the tryout, come. I was like, I don't really want to go. I'm gonna just stay inside. So I just basically avoided it as well. But yeah, no, but we're here talk about some stories and times within time in school. So anything from like elementary, middle school, and high school. Or talk about how school changed us or made us who we are. Really.
That's why I'm a game maker now because of school.
We can start with DHall since he's currently in
He's
school.
actually in school now.
Yeah.
So I'm short. I ain't really got no story. Start from elementary though. I just play football around. I was playing football in kindergarten. So first, second, third, you go to recess and you play football and you just the best. That's how it was. It was the best. All the females, little kids. Yeah. I was a player. Second grade, I don't remember nothing. Third grade, I was vice president, student council.
Let me see.
We didn't have this in elementary. That's so weird.
I was vice president, student council, and then at the end of the year, I didn't get to go to field day, and I got kicked off because they said I was a gangbanger in third grade. I I don't know how that's possible. Fourth grade, I transferred to Nathan Hale. Y'all hear me? Y'all can hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, and in fourth grade, I transferred to Nathan Hale. The school wasn't really that good, but it was fun. Like the atmosphere was fun because it was ghetto. So, and it was good teachers there too. Then lucky, but it wouldn't. It doesn't really happen in there but fights.
You been
Fight.
in elementary?
He went to
Yeah,
school. He went to hood schools. I didn't experience any of this.
it was just fights. Cause the school was pre-K through eighth, like the
Oh,
6, 7, 8th graders used to fight all the time. I was in fourth grade, fifth grade. I was still the same crew. Sixth grade, same crew, same stuff happened, repeat. And then I transferred to Rising, 7 to 8th. I ain't do nothing there because that ain't like that school. It was Turkish teachers. All of them was speaking Turkish. I had to learn Turkish. Right, I had to learn Turkish. Only thing I remember is Guli Guli and I don't even know how to say hello in there. God.
this is in Ohio.
Yeah,
You learning Turkish?
yeah, it was a whole bunch
Surprisingly,
of teachers.
this is new to me.
The school right by Fox 8 though. That's the cool thing though. We was on Fox 8 before. But
Every school was on fire.
for real. The cool school of the week. Yeah, no.
Cool. I'm
And
about to
then
say cool school of the week. I was on that every like middle school, elementary school, and high school. My school was there at least one.
about to say it was lit though, but 7 to 8th, I ain't really do nothing but play basketball. I stopped playing football in 7. I ain't do nothing but play basketball. I was the best on my team. I was so good, man. There wasn't nothing in that school was so nerdy. School was weird. That school was weird. I don't not like it. Leading up to ninth, I don't like it because we online. And it's all weird. It's not my cup of tea. When y'all tell y'all stories, y'all gonna tell y'all that I compare mine to y'all's. It's not really. It's not.
Okay, so
It ain't.
with me, between the three levels of school, I grew each one. Elementary school, the the person y'all know now and that I am through the podcast that you guys see, I was not that kid in high school. I mean,
The
in
heat nerds
elementary,
I
I
was
was a
talking
quiet
about.
kid. I was a nerd. I wouldn't say nerd. Like I wasn't no like geek, but I was quiet. I was a good kid. I was a teacher's pet, basically. I did my work. I had straight A's. I had straight A's all the way from kindergarten. I got my first like B. My first time not getting an A was 10th grade, and I actually failed a class, but I'll get that later. But elementary school, I was a quiet kid. I was a good kid. I did everything right. Like I think it was because I was too afraid to get in trouble. Because I wouldn't say I had strict parents, but I knew not to. My parents were their type of parents. They took school so seriously. Like they didn't. I didn't want to get in trouble because I didn't want to have to face those consequences when I got home. I don't have to want to deal with it. But I was just a good kid. I was a teacher's pet. Made sure I did everything, blah, 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 all that good stuff. Middle transition into middle school, sixth grade, I was still like, but like I'm older now. Like I'm a middle schooler, so I was kind of just like, but no, I was still low man on the totem pole. But as seventh and eighth grade came around, is when I started to mold into like who I am, and that's when I realized, no, I have no patience, I have an attitude. I kind of had short temper, but I never, I never been suspended in my whole entire life. I never got suspended from school. I had like in schools, but not as often because I still don't want to get in trouble because I was still young, and I still didn't want to get that consequences when I got home. I didn't have to do anything, but I still had straight A's. One thing teachers could always say about me growing up was, like, once I got to middle school, I had a smart mouth. Like I had a temper. I would like talk back, but at the end of the day, I always did my work. Like you could hate me, but you couldn't hate me to the point like he does nothing. I did my work. Like I would be like, okay, I don't care. I used to tell teachers. My favorite line of teachers was in school was I don't care, but I care. I really care, but I kind of never. I became like a class clown, but I did my work. I always did my work. It was never like a doubt, like, oh, turn this in. I doubt Tyreek did it. It was never that. I did all my assignments on time, all that good stuff. High school, guess who I am today? Literally, I don't know what changed. I think I just grew up, matured, and that's when I found out about myself. You know, I kind of just like ninth grade, 10th grade. I went to the same school district my whole life. 10th grade, we moved. We moved like 10 minutes away. Like I went to Euclid City Schools my whole life. I moved to South Euclid City Schools. I'm from Euclid High School to Brush is where I got my diploma from. But once I transferred, now I'm just like, fuck this shit. I'm not starting over. Like I don't want friend anymore. Like I don't care. So once I transferred to a new school, funny story. I had math. My least favorite subject in school my whole life has always been math. I hate math. I suck at math to this day. Literally to this day. So I had geometry when I was in the 10th grade. When I got to my new school, my teacher was gone. We had a substitute for like the whole first semester because she was pregnant. She had a baby. So I was in the class. I had like I had like an A minus and like a B plus on it. I had like a B. Right before the semester ended, my teacher came back. My actual geometry teacher came back, and report cards came out. And I used to get to my report card from my parents all the time. And I went from a B, like B plus, A minus to that class. She came back. I had an F. I failed the class. I don't know how. I don't know how I went from. She literally came back, put grades in, and I had a like F. I failed the class. And crazy about it, I did everything in my power. I made sure my parents did not know. To this day, my parents don't know. So if my parents watch this, I'm sorry. But yes, I failed geometry in 10th grade. I was in the guidance counselor, like begging them, like, whatever y'all do, just do whatever we got to do. Just make sure my parents don't know I failed this class. Like, I won't do summer school. I had to take 2 maths my junior year. And then the funny thing about it is the same teacher that failed me for geometry 10th grade year, I had to retake geometry, but I had a different teacher junior year. But I had 2 math classes. I had trigonometry, and guess who my trigonometry teacher was? The same teacher that failed me last year. I'm like, why would you guys do this to me? But I only had to retake 1 semester of geometry, and after that, boom, I was good. But for some reason, I always had like the top math classes, and I sucked at math. I had calculus, trigonometry. Why did I have calculus? I had AP Calc in high school. Why? I was terrible at math. I just don't know why I had to go through this. But high school was always an athletic person. I always played a sport. I played fall sports, winter sports. I didn't really play with spring sports because I wasn't on the track anymore. I was just not. But I was just more of an athlete. Once I got to my second school, I was class secretary. Um, once you're in that, you're kind of stuck for that for life because they still like hit you up outside of school because they tried to plan a 5-year high school reunion. I'm just like, it's weird.
5 years.
But yeah, because being class secretary, you kind of in charge. You have to find these people and tell them like. So when my 10-year school reunion comes around, I'm gonna have to find everybody we went to like graduated with and be like, yeah, send out invitations stuff like that. It's weird. I'm like, how am I gonna find these people? But high school, I was kind of a job. Like I was just that athlete. Like I always played. Like I was known for playing sports. Like I was known because I was like the best on the wrestling team. I was a transfer. I was new, but like that's when my mouth kind of became like. I used to tell teachers, shut the fuck up, talking to me, and teachers hated me. I literally had a teacher one time. I walked into class and she was like, you know, Tyreek, if you're gonna come in here and joke around, you can just leave. And I was like, all right, bye. Fuck, I don't give a fuck. Like, what up for it? Like, I never, like, it was just crazy. Like, I really, like, I became my father's child. My father, you know, my father has a crazy ass mouth. If you compare me to my father's conversations, we're literally the same person. Like, I have my father's attitude, literally. So, high school was kind of just like, Don't get me wrong, I miss it to death. Like I would like if I had to relive any year of school, it'd literally be my freshman year. That was the best year of school ever. Ever. That's what I tell him all the time because I'm like, you don't get to live freshman year the way we lived it. Freshman year was my best year of high school ever. It was just too lit. But I'm gonna end on this. If you knew me in high school, you would have never thought I would be the last person you would have ever thought to go raise my right hand and swear to the military. I used to tell everybody growing up, I would never go for them. I would never go to the military. That will never be me. And boom, it ended up being me.
That summer right after graduation, swearing in.
Hey.
Yeah, I'm like I graduated high school May 2017. I left for basic training September 2017. I would have never thought I would have went. Never in my life. I was like, if anything, that would always be my last chance option. I would never go to the military, and that's where I ended up. Don't regret it though. But a big thing about me, I always said, people always say the military is going to change you. It didn't. The same person I was in high school is the same person I am now. The military didn't change me. That's why I didn't last.
What I was about to say. You say you ain't never get suspended.
I've never been suspended. I've fought a couple times, but I've never fought in school. Never.
I fought in school. I'll give y'all a story. Short story. World of story. He kept touching me. We was in music class. He kept touching my neck. You don't need to be like neck or whatever. The old school. And I got on my chair. And I hit that nigga. Boom.
Justin's out here trembling.
I hit that nigga. I was like, boom. He fell out the chair. He got up. He tried to give me around the room. But the teacher was on both of his back. She was big. She was like fat. She was beefy. She was real fat. And then he jumped on my back. And then my niggas came. And then basically got jumped. So it was GG's after that.
Nah, I didn't do that. I didn't fight. I always fought you after school.
Imagine.
A dude, I went to school with my little sister. Somebody called the dude called my little sister a hoe. He used to be my friend. I knocked on his door to fight him. I went after school, knocked on his door. I was like, come outside. It's on YouTube. You guys want to know the link to the video though, so.
I gotta find that video.
No.
This you? This you?
If anybody finds it, you're not gonna see me on the podcast anymore. No troll. I'm so serious. You can't see. Nobody can see.
You know the video link?
Yeah, I literally watched it like 2 weeks ago. Paduzzi. School in the West Coast. This is gonna be funny.
Nah, I know. Like elementary, my whole like life in like military, elementary school, I was just transferring. So I started at one school, and like so I was in Long Beach for like kindergarten, and then I went to a different city for like first grade. Then I came back to Long Beach for second grade. Then I went to a different school for third grade. Fourth grade, I went back to the other city, and I came back for fifth grade. And then sixth grade, one more time, I went to Arizona for like 2 months. I got there like maybe about what I say like April. They were already doing their like end of the year testing or whatever. So then like they were like, oh, it's fine, you don't have to take it, just sit down and relax. So like for like 2 weeks, I was just sitting in class doing nothing, go to lunch, come back, do nothing again for another few hours, and go home. And as soon as those 2 weeks passed by, then school year was over with already like in May. Then we had like summer break from there to like August. Then we just went back to Long Beach where I'm from. And I went back to school over there for seventh grade. Spent maybe half semester at one school, and then I transferred to the school I ended up like staying in and going to high school with. And in that school, I got close to my first like school kind of best friend. And he literally like bought my friendship in a way. It was kind of weird, but like one day, like it was weird. So like one day, I was new. So I was new, so I was like just hanging around. But I was just sitting in class, and it was like science or something. And then he comes in, like he was like it was this funny dude. Like everyone like cool with him. Like he was like in between, so he could talk to like everyone, whatever. And like one day he just walked in like with like some like ones and shit. Like, oh, like I'm big balling, da da da. And I was like, oh, shoot something. And then he was like, okay, and he gave me $1. Oh, no, bro, I'm just playing, bro. And then we were just talking, and then like, we just started hanging out and shit. And like, then like for like PE, we had like PE together for like 7th and 8th grade. We used to like make bets, like, oh, if you make this free throw, you gotta like do it. If you make the free throw, it's like a truth. If you shoot it, it's a dare. If you miss it, it's a dare, whatever. Like we like had to like ask out crushes and shit, like little games like that and shit. Like with like the 3-point shooting contest and shit. I know 8th grade, it was like they were like, oh, we're gonna play soccer, and like everyone was like, oh, fuck that, I ain't playing soccer and shit, or like everyone didn't show up. So it was just me and him against a whole ass team and shit. And like we almost won, but like they ended up beating us and shit. We was like laughing about that. And then there was this one teacher, they used to disrespect the fuck out of, like, it was bad. Like looking back at it, I feel bad. But at that time I was like kind of like, oh, like what the fuck? I was just like in it, like whatever. Like I was just like watching and shit. But I know they used to like, cause I guess she was like, she was like German or something.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, middle schoolers, you know, we're learning about like World War II and shit.
These foreign teachers, what the hell?
So I mean, she was like perfectly English, but she just had German, like she was like had German relatives and whatever, and everyone knew. And we was like learning about like World War II and shit, or we already learned it about that point. So everyone was like, oh, it's fucking Hitler. Like they'll come in doing like the Hell Hitler shit and like marching around, whatever, and like just calling her like a Nazi, this and that. And then every time she would talk, everyone like just cuss her out. I know like one time someone had grabbed it was history, you know, history is a fucking big ass book. They grabbed the fucking textbook and they just threw that shit across the classroom, and I hit like the whiteboard and shit. She's like, what the? She's like, you know, I'm calling the principal or I'm calling the security. And then like, and there was like one time, it was like a school assembly, and then she had won like best, or she like won like academic teacher of the semester or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then when she went on the stage to get her award, the whole like auditorium like booed her. They're like boo and like cussing at her, like getting like paper trash and shit and throwing it. She just started bawling, crying, and like runs out the fucking auditorium and shit. And the principal gets just mad that everyone's just laughing at him too, or laughing at them and shit.
Y'all are cruel. Kids are cruel.
Everyone's like, oh, what the fuck? Everyone was like shocked or like this and that. And I think still like, cause then my brother ended up having her like, cause my brother was like 4 years younger than me. So like, when he went to like, I think 7th, 8th grade, he ended up having her. And he's like, oh, he was showing me his schedule. And I was like, damn, I had her. I was like, how do people act with her? He's like, oh, everyone's always mean to her. Da, da, da. Like, I guess they know. I guess people had like brothers and sisters have them, so they tell them to be mean and this and that. And I'm like, that's fucked up. Like, don't be like that. But like, he was a bad kid, so he did like that whatever and shit. Like, he would go up and cuss the kids out. He would like go and cuss like the teachers out and shit and tell them like shut the fuck up. Like he told me like one day he got his phone taken away, and like he just went through there and like he opened her desk. Like, what are you doing, Daniel? He like got it like shut the fuck up and like walked out and shit. I was like, oh my god, like that was like, bro, come on. Nah, but my brother was bad like in middle school and shit. I mean, he's coming around now, but nah. But then I got to high school. I was quiet. I was still like small as hell, and like maybe high school, I was like maybe like 95 pounds going into high school or something. Like I was small, and then I was quiet all like middle school. Besides like my friends I was cool with, and then that's why I started playing basketball. Man, we had like this thing in high school, so like you get split up between like whatever like your career path you wanted to join. So they had like a whole branch for like law, some for like animation and film editing. They had like engineering programs and this and that. So then I was already in like the animation and like video film path, I guess you can call it. They call it SLCs. But then I started getting cool with people over there, and like we would just play basketball like during lunch or whatever. And it was cool. I mean, that kind of like got me more. I kind of got me more out of like my shell when I got into high school, whatever. and especially like when I joined the office and that. And then high school was so fun. Like I would go back and do it again definitely, and definitely do some other things like there's like things I wish I did in high school that I didn't do, but yeah, I think high school was cool. I definitely do it again.
So I got questions.
Yeah.
I got questions. I wrote down questions. Basically, all about school.
Mm-hmm.
So, wait, go to my notes. First question.
Yeah.
What was your least favorite subject and the subject you did the best at?
I'm going to go ahead and answer first, DHall.
Dweeb.
Fell asleep.
So dweeb is. He's such a dweeb. Least favorite subject and the subject you strived at, the one you was the best at. We can't hear you.
Audio problem.
He's choking. What you eating?
I actually made some mac and cheese and some I guess ribs, right?
Lastly, probably was skipping lunch to go to Arby's.
You'd probably be skipping lunch to go to Arby's. You'd be skipping lunch to go to Arby's. I started since DHall.
We still can't hear you.
Not sleeping on it.
No, we're not asleep. That shit is disgusting. That shit is gross.
No, my least favorite subject was history. I never knew whether there was a point for it or was. Like I would just always be bored in it, or like it would just be too much shit to remember that it really mattered. And then the subject I kind of did good in was math. I only had it for like 2 years. I think 3.
We got to take math for a year. We had to take math every year in high school. We had to take it. We needed 4 years of math.
But for us, you had to have 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of science. I think 3 years for history. And then elective, like 2 years of elective, 2 years of PE, and then you're gonna do like some college level classes too. Because out. But yeah, I know. Oh, another funny story about like scheduling wise and all that. I remember I was in like bio freshman year.
He got to restart it. He's coming back. He got to restart it.
Okay.
But go ahead.
I had bio freshman year, and it was easy. Like she would just give us a paper, and I would just fill it out, and it would answer literally like it was like just paperwork class, and like one of the easiest classes I ever had in high school. Like we just go copy literally from the book, and that's it. And then from there, like, it was so easy. Like I got an A. Like I got the A the whole year. I'm like, all right, this is gonna kind of be easy, whatever. And then they started coming around like to get our scheduling for next year and shit, whatever. And then my counselor was like, "Oh, I see you had an A. I see you had an A for in bio." I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, we're gonna put you in AP chemistry." And I was like, I'm okay. I don't need chemistry. And then I don't need a AP. I do regular. She said, no, like you got an A. Like we got to, I was like, okay. So as soon as I go into chemistry, the first year of sophomore year, he starts talking about like these graphs and equations already. Like first day, the whole syllabus were like 10 assignments. And then he has like all this stuff on the board already. Then he's telling, all right, we're gonna do this whole equation, this and that, and then first part you gotta do the equation on your paper, and you gotta go over to the computers and like fill it in on a chart. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like we did not learn none of this shit. Like how are we supposed to know this? And he's like, All right, and if you go on the computer, don't ask like why the internet down, because it's only for graphs. It's only for graphing this and that. And he made like a little dumb rule, like if you ask during the class, you got to bring the class donuts or something. But I was like, bro, no, I'm not doing this. So then, as soon as I left this class, it was like nutrition. So I went straight to fucking the counselor. I was like, I don't know, I want to be in this class. And then she's like, why? I'm like, I was like, well, I'm not an AP student. Like, I'm not being this shit. And she's like, let's give it a try. I'm like, no, like, get me out. And she's like, okay, fine. And then she gave me like a paper for him to sign to basically release him from the class. And I go give it to him, and this man does not want to sign it. He's like, oh, you're not gonna give it the first day. Like, you got this. Like, I seen that you had an A already. That like this shouldn't be a problem. Like, this is a problem. Like, to get me out of this class. Like, oh, tell this. He said some other counselor's name. He's like, tell her that I'm not releasing any students from the class. I was like, who's that? He's like, the counselor. I'm like, that's not my counselor. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, that's not my counselor. He's like, what's your pathway? Like your SOC? I'm like, oh, I'm in Sacramento, which is like the animation and all that. He's like, you're not in the engineering one? I'm like, no. Like, I'm in this. He's like, okay. And he signed it, like, all right, get out of my class. I was like, bro. I guess like they intertwine together. So like the engineering and the chemistry would go hand in hand. So I was like, yeah. I was like, fuck this. And I went up. I just left. I was like, fuck this shit. And I went to like some basic as a chemistry class, and we just basically took notes all day. And then end of the week would be like a little mini quiz, and then a few basic shit. Like it was so easy. Chemistry was easy, and like she was like, no one really like listening to shit. For sure, just pass anyone if you did the paperwork. Go in there, eat, sleep, whatever. Just do the notes and the little pop quiz at the end of the week, and you're straight. But yeah, that was for me least favorite history, and my subject at best in was math. Somehow, I don't know how. You can go to DHall now.
I don't know the question. If y'all can hear
You're
me.
crazy. That's all I gotta say. You're crazy. Can we hear you now? Okay, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What's the question?
Least favorite subject.
Your least favorite subject in school, and the subject that you were actually good at.
Oh, math and Turkish.
What?
You took that? That was a class?
Yes.
That's the subject you were good in?
I was good in that, but like real subject, like I took year round, or it was English because it's easiest.
Shit, you ain't took my English classes in high school, bro.
So you was good in Turkish, but you already forgot everything.
No, I'm right now. I'm in English. Not it.
So with me, like I already said, my favorite subject was math. I hated math. It was hard. And I had AP math. I had all AP classes. I don't know, but I was a smart kid. But no, some of that was so impossible. I had math. I was never good at it. Never good at math, and I always had the highest math class in my grade. I just don't know how I did it. I don't know how I was able to do this, but I did it. But I don't know. I sucked at math. I never enjoyed math. I hated. I used to be sleeping in math class because I was just like, one. I used to get so irritated in math class because they would literally be up there explaining it, and I would know nothing. They want to. What the fuck are we talking about? I used to just be like, "What are we talking?" And I would just get irritated and just go to sleep because I didn't care. I'm like, I don't understand any of this. I used to have to cheat on tests. It was all bad. But my favorite subject and the one I did the best at was always history. History was interesting to me. I always liked history because it was just like, oh shit. Like but with my school, we had to take 4 years of math. You had to take 4 years of English. You only had to take 3 years of social studies or history. I had 4 years of it because I enjoyed it. And then you had to take 3 years of science. Yeah, history. I always had a history class because history was always my favorite subject. The only history class I didn't like was the year AP government. That class, it wasn't hard, but it wasn't like really history. We were learning about like the 1600s. We were learning like George Washington days, and it was just like this is like we were learning about like bills and amendment. Oh, it was bad. It was boring. I never went to that class either. Like that's when I was just like. Then it was senior year. Once second semester came, that was my last class of the day. I never went. I used to just get my work from somebody. I never went. I used to cut that class every day. But backup subject that I hated science. I hated science only because I had AP physics, right? That shit was math 2.0. Physics is not science. Physics, you literally go in there and you would get a packet full of equations and like you had to do math problems. Like, what is this? We did like cool like lab experiments, like mixing chemicals and shit like that. It was cool, but the homework, it was like literally math. It was math homework. You literally had to solve equations, and I couldn't even break down physics for y'all. My best friend at the time that I'm not friends with anymore. She's literally the only reason I passed AP Physics. Um, Other than that, we had to take 3 years of a foreign language. I took Spanish I had Spanish in 8th grade. When I got to senior year, I had Spanish 5. I forgot all that. Spanish was actually fun. It was easy. We went on field trips. Spanish was a fun class. Like it was actually enjoyable. Like all my Spanish teachers were like cool, but Spanish was lit.
What about to say? What I'm about to say? Back in middle school, when I was like 4th, 5th, and 6th, like it was lit. But I got to 7th, 8th, I became tired. I used to go to sleep a lot in 7th, 8th. There wasn't nothing going on in that school. That school was boring. If you live in
My
Cleveland,
next question though.
do not go to Horizon Science Academy.
Listen,
Yeah.
next question. Uh, if you could change one thing about high school, like not that. Wait, I'm wording this wrong. I worded this wrong. Basically, what's something that you wish you did in high school that you didn't do?
Mm, I wish for me,
That's your question.
probably like go out more with friends, whatever. Like there were like many things I like avoided, or whatever. Like now I'm fine. I don't want to do it. I'll just go home. Like I mean, and then again, that's when like in high school, I was like, oh, I'm not gonna drink, I'm not gonna smoke, this and that, all that. And then getting out of high school, I'm like, man, I wish I actually like went to go do it, this and that. Like I did. I know I drank like senior year maybe, like for prom and military ball. Um, but then our homecoming game, I drank for that a little bit. Like nothing much, but I was like, like it was still fun. So I was like, man, I wish like I actually was doing this like throughout the year or like for other times throughout school. And then I know my friend, my homie, he invited me to a concert for Maiden Toya concert.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I don't really know who he is besides like, and he's like, oh, he's the guy that sings the Uber, the dude that who made Uber Everywhere. I'm like, well, that's all I know from him. Like, if he has more shit, I'm not gonna go because
Literally, that's all we know still to this day.
I know. I mean, I know like 2 other songs from now, but I was like, that's all I knew from him. So I was like, I'm not gonna go there and like look. And I wasn't like social really. I was still like, I was like maybe. I was thinking that was like junior. So I was still kind of like, I don't know, like I want you to be standing there being weird and shit. Like I'm gonna be awkward as fuck. But I'll pass. But I kind of wish I went because then that would have been like a concert I could have like knocked out of my, I guess my to-do list. I guess I want to go to the concert. I'm going to one soon. But yeah, it's like 2 things I wish I did more in high school.
As for me, what can I say? I made high school enjoyable. I kind of actually tried to do the most.
Yeah.
I played sports. I was a part of the school. I was a class officer. What I can say, I was. Well, I'm an introvert now. I didn't make friends. I never really tried to make friends. Like, the only friends I ever really had in high school were teammates.
Yeah.
Like, if I wasn't hanging with teammates, I didn't really go hang with anybody else. Like, it was always like a team, like friends on the team that I kicked it with. I never had like just friends. Like, it was people I saw in school, and I was like, "Hey, yo, like, what's up?" But I never was just like, I never had any other friend outside of teammates. That was the only thing. So I just maybe I wouldn't say I was in a shell because I wasn't really quiet in high school. You knew me,
Yeah.
but I didn't really, I wasn't quick to jump on or like we could have a new student. It was a couple times throughout high school where we had like a new student and like a teacher would sit him next to me. It was a couple times new students like sat next to me in class. I wouldn't talk to him. Like I'm not gonna try to make friends. When I first got to my new school, nobody tried to sit. Nobody sat there and talked to me. Nobody welcomed me in. Like, I just didn't. I didn't make friends. That's what I really say
That
about me.
natural meaning was
I'm about to say, yeah. People tell me to this day. People tell me in the military, I don't look. People tell me I don't look approachable. It's like my face. You probably see y'all. You guys see it on stream. Like my face is literally like this all day. Like I nobody. People always tell me like people have like came like people have like I've been on like back in the day like Facebook, Instagram, like people would see me like, yeah, you go to my school, but I don't ever say nothing because you always look mad or you just look mean or it's just like you don't want to talk to people and yeah, that literally sums it all up. I've never been the type to because I've been through my fair share of obsolete ass friendships. So it's kind of just like I had two close friends in high school. It was the best friend I don't have anymore. Absolutely, that's friendships, like I was saying. And Cam, but me and Cam wasn't really that close. Cam was the first person. If you watch the mini tournament, Cam, he was in the stream. That's my best friend to this day. He was the first person to talk to me when I got to Brush. And then it's funny because after he was only there, well, he was there before me, but the next year, I met sophomore year, junior year, he was at Brush for like a little bit. Then I stopped seeing him. I'm like, what happened to Cam? Came to find out, he went to the school I left. He ended up going to Euclid, but we always kept that. We just played the game 24/7. Like that's how we became friends, and not to this day. I wouldn't even call him a friend anymore. Like that's like my brother. But other than that, I don't have really any like close friends. I don't have fun unless you were a teammate. That was the only people I really formed close bonds with. I didn't really just have friends. So I can say if that's one thing I could change. But then again, I really wouldn't want to change that because I still don't like people. I just don't like people. So. You can't answer that because you're not in high school. But next question. Then you can answer this. If you could relive one grade throughout your whole school career, what grade would it be?
Oh my God. What's that? I think it was
they gotta be senior. I don't think there's no other answer besides senior.
No, senior year not mine. Senior year was so stressful. Senior year sucked. It was fun, but I wouldn't relive. I mean, I would relive it only for graduation. Literally, just to walk the stage again. That's probably the biggest. That's like the best day on earth. Literally, the best day on earth is walking the stage. That's literally the greatest feeling you can have as a student. Like that's literally gonna be the best day of your life. Like all the time. You said what?
You guys had a grand night or whatever? Or like you guys go to like Christmas park or something?
No. We
or like senior activities or something?
We tried to plan a senior trip on like our own accord. Now we had a big senior group chat. We tried to plan like a senior trip to like Myrtle Beach, but it didn't work out. But we didn't really do it. The school never really did anything with seniors. We had senior prank day. We had senior skip day, which is basically when nobody shows up to school. But they tried to be strict with it. They tried because they found out it's not the teachers are never supposed to know the day, but they found out the day somehow, and they were saying if you don't come to school this day, you can't go to prom. And all of us was like, well, they're gonna have to cancel prom because like this is the senior skip day is like a tradition. Like you gotta
like
do this.
our school was into it. Our school was into it. Like, oh, Brandon must be absent, but like, so like literally, like my grandma did not want to like. She did not believe in that. I was like, oh, tomorrow's tomorrow's senior ditch day, and I was like, so I'm not gonna go. And she said, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm not gonna go to school. Like everyone ditches, and she's like, no, like that's not gonna be you though. I'm like, what do you mean? Like everyone does it. I'm not gonna be the only person in school. She's like, no, you're gonna go to school this and that. I'm like, oh my god, like I'm not going. But then like I just texted my homie like, hey, like. Cause we were trying to go to like the beach, so I'm like, basically everyone does that shit. Like go to the beach or go to the amusement park. So all my homies are, we're gonna go to the beach. And I'm like, my grandma's not budging. Like she's trying to go to school and shit. And then like my other homie like, yeah, like same here. Like she's trying to say I'm lying or some shit. Like, I like whatever. So then me and like two other people we met at school. And we hung out like this classroom for all day. And like we had like our phone, like we were just hanging out and shit, and, like chilling. We ordered food and shit. We were just chilling, hanging out. Like the whole day we were hanging out and shit. It was cool. I mean. Kind of wish we actually did something that day, but it was kind of cool. I remember I walked to one class to go meet with my friend, and like two of the teachers saw me like, "What are you doing here?" I was like, "Oh, I just," I was like, "I don't know." Like my grandma didn't let me like actually ditch. So I gotta ditch within the school. He's like, oh, "Okay," and then he like, "Whatever." He's like, "All right, see you later." And I guess if you're coming to class, I was like, "No, I'm not gonna come to this class." Though. He's like, "Oh, okay, then I guess." All the senior teachers knew about it. They would just sit there. They would like have a movie playing. And they would just watch it for himself. And he walked in, like, oh, you actually came, all right. Like, yeah, I'm just watching a movie. You want to watch it with me? And I was like, I'll just go. Yeah, fine. All right. And they would just watch it. Or they'll be like grading other shit or like catching up on shit. We had, and then we did Grand Night. So basically, we get to go to Disneyland. The thing that fucked me up about that, though, we went to Disneyland. Like the whole, and they keep, so it's like opening hours and shit, whatever. But then after the park closes, they kick everybody out, but they keep the seniors in there, and they get to be there for. They have the whole park to themselves. And then like, literally, as soon as I got back from Disneyland at like 3 a.m, I had my recruiter pick me up and take me to MEPS. So then I had to be at MEPS for a whole like 13 hours awake and shit. I was tired, so I was like 2 days worth of like not sleeping and shit. And I was like tired after that day. And graduation was cool. I mean, I was like kind of like, all right, let's do this, da da da. And then when I was walking, like you do like the one little lap around, whatever, and then you wait. I remember I just see my brother and like, and then he brought my little wrestling belt. He brought that shit to graduation. He was like holding it and shit. I was like, oh my god, like how? I mean, I'm not like, I'm not open with like. Like being like wrestling kind of whatever. Like if we're cool, then you would know. But I don't really like tell anyone. I don't really see like a way to bring it up. I just like whatever. Like if it comes up, it comes up. If not, I'm just let it be. But I don't like talk about it. So then he brought up like, oh my god, like what the, whatever. And then like after we like got the ceremony to the caps, whatever, he brought it to me, and I was holding it and shit. For like the rest of the ceremony, and shit. I got like a picture with me holding it and shit. Or like 2 pictures of me holding it. And then, yeah, it was funny. And then I remember I was walking around and I see my first sergeant from like the RTC program. And he looked at me like, what the fuck is this? Oh, that's a wrestling belt. He's like, oh, okay, I guess. And I was laughing. But senior year was like one of the best years in high school, without a doubt.
I mean, I can give you that. But to relive one for me, senior year was lit. But the only thing I can only want to relive will be to walk the stage again. But if I had to pick a year to relive, it'd literally be my freshman year. Freshman year was so fun. Like it was never my freshman year was never a dull moment. Like we had fun every day. from sports to just being in school. We were freshmen and we were walking around there like we were seniors. Like it was so fun. Like I can literally post a whole story time on freshman year high school memories. It was just the best year.
No, I was so weird. I was so weird. I wore this exact brown hoodie every day, and then like I was like, my friend when I was from like middle school, he always took pictures. So that like years and years passed, and he would just send me like a random photo. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? My hair would be like all like long and shit. Like I had a hair just like me right here, but it was all the way around and shit. I wore a brown hoodie everywhere. No. I had like a brown hoodie, and he like caught me like 2 times with that. I remember one time like freshman year, it was like they were like, oh, like you want to get this like, extra credit, you got to come in on a Saturday and like do this course, whatever, for chemistry or for bio. And my friend was like, oh, I got to do it because I'm failing. I was like, all right, I'll come with you then. So me, him, and my other friend came, and I was late because my grandma like whenever she wakes up, she wants to go get coffee. I'm like, no, I gotta go to school. Get it when you drop me off. She's like, no, I'm gonna go right now because it's close to the house. So she wanted to get coffee, whatever, and I took me to school, and it was raining. So then I was like rushing this class and shit, and then there's like a little metal ramp, whatever. So I walked up that. I opened the door. I like walk in. I fucking slip, and like the whole class just looked at me, and I'm like, oh fuck, I was laughing. I stand up and I just go to my seat, and then my homie was like just dying, and then they didn't like drop it for like 2 weeks. So like they just come up to me and they'll like slip her, like whoa, 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 and they'll fall my bro, relax, bro, like that. And they just brought that up for like 2 weeks. That shit was so embarrassing, but it was funny like afterwards. But like during that, I was like, bro, what the fuck? Yeah, but high school, freshman year was so weird for me. Like I mean, I probably if I were to go back to it, then I'd try to make it better. But I don't think I would want to go. I wouldn't that be my first stop to go for me.
Mo. Mo. Yo.
I can't tell if he's frozen or just chilling.
Frozen.
Oh,
there you go. It's froze. It's still froze. Favorite year of high school? You're not a high school clock. You ain't got there yet. Favorite year of school though. What is this face? You're a troll. He's troll. He's a troll. I think we can hear you again. I can't hear you again. We can't hear you. Well, we're almost an hour. So.
What's the cringy thing you remember from
Fifth grade.
Okay.
Okay, he's still lagging so bad, but fifth grade, his favorite year at school ever. Okay, no, fifth grade was good.
Was there anything cringy you remember about a cringy moment you remember from like school, or like something you just remember you doing like why did I do that or something? Yeah, TJ, frozen too now.
I'm frozen. He got to start his thing.
Are you good?
So, with it being an hour, we can. My one last question. We can just because it's not going to apply to him anyway. My last question was, if you were to go talk to people in school now, what would your advice be?
Right, where I went to high school now.
Yeah, like what would your advice be for anybody in high school right now?
I would just tell them to like. I mean, of course, focus within school, whatever. But of course, like live it, like cause you're only gonna get it once. So don't like obviously do like stupid shit and get yourself like in trouble, but like do stuff that's gonna make it fun and memorable. Just make it worth living. Those like And high school is like one of those times where it builds you to who you are after high school, but it also sets you up as well. So just set yourself up to be good, but build yourself to be good. Like you remember a good high school, whatever. And yeah, that's what I would say now.
For me, anybody in high school on their way out the door, basically, or just in high school period, it's a lot I could say. But for the first thing, be yourself.
Yeah.
Don't. Yeah, we can hear you now. Basically, so if you know, the question is, you can't answer this, but basically, you can listen to this. So the question is basically, if you had to, if me and him had to go talk to high schoolers, what would our advice be to them? First, like I said, first thing be yourself. Uh, take it day by day. Don't always have a plan. You know, you're gonna have those days. School is not. It's not that easy. It's easy. It just, but you just take it day by day. Always have a plan because you're never gonna know what's gonna happen next. Um, live for today. Don't live for tomorrow. Everybody know tomorrow is never promised. You just take it day by day. You just build that. You just keep going. Don't give up. Stay in school. Um, I had this wrapped up so better in my head. Now that I got to do this, like it's kind of, but like, um, just know you just gotta always know what's next. You just gotta keep your head on the swivel. You just grind because whatever you want to do, it literally starts there. It starts in high school. I can tell you guys firsthand. College can always be the dream, but I can tell you this: college is not for everybody. It's not. Regardless what anybody else tells you, college is not for everybody. You can do great things going forward without a college degree. Trust me, a college degree is going to get you very far. That's a fact, but you could go really far without one. You don't need it. You need a high school diploma, though, I can tell you that. You need a high school diploma. It starts there. But whatever you want to do, once you walk that stage and you leave that school behind, it's on you. It's gonna fall on you. But look, I didn't go to college. I went to the military. I had rough patches. But you don't need a college degree. You don't. College is not for everybody. Not saying the military is not gonna it's something. If you want to have that, if you want that, by all means go for it. Like I said, I hated my time there, but I never not once knocked them because they didn't change me, but it made me find out who I really was and how much I can handle and what I can take, so on and so forth. So man, on this, be great in everything you do. If it's meant for you, it's meant for you. Just move day by day, and you're gonna find your way. Ooh, bars.
I think this was a good conversation talking about ourselves in school and how to change us into who we are now. But that was this for episode 7. Make sure follow DHall, the Instagram at DHall_4X. Follow TJ and his stream, Young _ and his Twitch GG_OG Rico. And follow myself, producing and talking smack. And speaking on the app, I'm doing a giveaway raffle.
Hey.
Yep. Yeah, I'm doing a giveaway raffle. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, we can.
We're doing a giveaway raffle since we got 100 followers on the Instagram page, and then we got over 200 subs on YouTube on the road to 250. If you're a fan of like music, like Polo G, The Baby, 21, anyone in between, then you can go. If you're like such a fan, you can do this. But I got a custom Juice WRLD Funko Pop. So if you're a Juice WRLD fan, you can like get his own figure. It's not a real, so it's a custom made one. So if you're a fan of like music, you can find your artist there. All you have to do to enter is, of course, follow me and TJ. follow the creator of the Funko Pop at Customs by Gabe. I'm gonna post within. Well, I mean, by the time y'all seeing this now, or eventually, it's probably already up now. I'm gonna have it for 1 week.
Me.
I'm gonna have it up for 1 week. So if follow me, follow TJ, follow his Instagram, Customs by Gabe. I have the post on my feed, so just comment down to all 3 steps, and I'll get you 1 entry. If you want an extra entry, you can share the post on your story, and another extra an extra entry if you tag 2 friends in the comments. So do all 3 within a week. I'll close it off. Then, however you decided the earliest you entered, then I'll ask for which spot you want, and I'll do a best out of 3 random number generator for which one, and whoever wins gets to call this pop. So if you're just a real fan or just like how it looks, then I mean this is a chance for you. They got plenty of other musicians that you can go check out, so make sure you do that. Hoping to get him on the channel soon, but make sure you go over there, go to his page, send some love, and talk smack. But that's gonna wrap up this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, later, y'all. Salute.